age is 100. I mean, I'm not 100, but do I really want to review that? No. Welcome to this video. My name is Dave Adams. In today's video, I'm just going to take you on a journey through JavaScript. This is an introductory video to JavaScript. So let's get right into the video without wasting time. So I'm just going to open Visual Studio Code. For the sake of beginners, I'm going to start the process from scratch, basically. So we're in the Visual Studio Code window. What I did was I created a folder. I opened the Visual Studio Code window. I dragged the folder over the window and it opened the folder. Or I could have come here to File up here, gone to Open folder, and then selected the folder I've created from the menu. I mean, from the File Explorer. Sorry. So now we're going to create our new file with this icon right here. So obviously, that new file is going to be our index.html file. We're also going to have our style.css. Basically, these are conventional names that are used in naming the various files, right? So lastly, we're going to have our script. Yeah, script.js. I don't know why I forgot what I was doing for a minute. Yes, so we have these three files. Now, obviously, we haven't typed anything in them, so we have to link them, you know. So the shortcut in VS Code to set up your HTML file is to just do an exclamation. Now you're going to see this pop up here and you can hit enter, and then you're going to have your basic HTML template. So now let's change the title to JavaScript intro. I apologize for my slow typing. So this title here is the name that goes into the tab when you open your browser. So I'm just going to go live right now. To go live, you need an extension called Live Server. So it should be here. If I search for Live Server, it's right here. Now, if you want to go in depth into HTML, where I teach all these tips and tricks, you should check out my full course on HTML and CSS for beginners. That goes in depth into HTML and CSS, so it'll come in handy. Yes, so as I was saying, we have the JavaScript intro right here, and that's what we put within the title tags. But away from that, now let's link our files. So mostly, the JavaScript files are a bit hefty, more than the CSS files and all that. So you want it to be the last thing to load in your browser or the user's browser, you know. So we've created our script tags. We're going to add the source attribute. So now this is going to point to the file we're trying to reference here, or we're trying to link here. So we're going to say script.js, and it's going to assist us in finding that file. Also in our head tag, we want to do the link, and you can navigate down to this particular one, and you can see that the conventional name is style.css, as I said, so it's generated that name for us. So we have our HTML, our CSS, and our JavaScript linked, right? Okay. So one thing I want to point out in the browser is, let me zoom in a bit because my screen is kind of large. So I'm going to go into the developer tools, right? And I have a video on developer tools, so you can check that out as well. So I'm not going to waste much time here. Well, we have different tabs here, but today we're focusing on the console tab, right? But before that, this is basically the DOM. This part is dynamic. This is how the browser interprets your source code, or what is written in Visual Studio Code, basically. So we're using the console today, and whatever JavaScript we write, we can debug here, right? Or check for errors or anything, right? So we are going to go into our JavaScript file. Now the basics of JavaScript are variables. Now, you know, with every programming language, there are variables. So we have our let's say let's YouTube. That's the name of our variable. Let's say let's YouTube be equal to the string YouTube. So what does it mean? We're storing the string YouTube in the variable YouTube. Now this variable is not a constant, so we can change it. So we can reassign a new value to that variable, and we can say YouTube is now equal to a string called not YouTube. Right. So I think I'm spelling the YouTube wrong. This T has to be a capital. I mean, it doesn't matter, but yeah, let me just do the right thing. So we reassigned YouTube. Now let's go into the browser to verify. Oh, sorry. So now to output to the browser, what we can do is say console.log. So you're saying log onto the console what we are telling you to do. So console.log. Then we have our are these brackets, whatever they're called, I've forgotten. So now we're going to console log the variable YouTube, right? So let's terminate that and go into our browser. And now it says not YouTube. So as I said, we reassigned the value of the variable YouTube. So let's just comment this out for now, and let's go back to this original declaration here and go back into the browser, and we can see that this has been output. YouTube has been output here. Okay, forgive me for the small text. I've zoomed in a bit. Now to check the type of value that is stored in the variable YouTube, we're going to say type of and leave a space, and then we're going to save that and go back into our browser. So as I said, it's a string. Okay, so now let's create another variable, but this time we are moving on to the next type of variable. It's not really a variable, it's a constant. Now as the name goes, so it is. Constants are constants. You cannot reassign a new value. Now when it comes to numbers, we don't store them in quotes because they're numbers, and with most programming languages, numbers are not stored in quotes, only strings and stuff. So yes, I do not give this a name. I mean the variable, I mean the constant, sorry. So const number is equal to 1, right? So let's just duplicate this code, the console.log. So we're going to, let's do another duplication. I do not want to have to type too much. So I'm going to select these two instances. So now if you want to select two similar instances or instances of the same thing, you can just highlight the first instance you want to call and then do a Ctrl+D to select the next instance. So now I want to change that to number, and obviously I want to clear this as well. So I'm going to comment this out so we have just the number variable being output. So this is the value that we stored, which is right here, 1 right here, and the type of number is number, as I said. Now lastly, probably I'd want to touch on objects. So let's just say, let's just use let objects be equal to, so you're just going to store an object literal in this variable. So we're going to say name is Dave. Been a while since I did some JavaScript. Age is 100. I mean, I'm not 100, but do I really want to review that? No. And let's say maybe town is Accra. Okay, So now we stored that in object. Let's copy this as well, paste, comment this out for now, and then do the same trick again. Highlight the first instance, Ctrl+D for the next instance, and do objects. So you should be good to go. So there you go. We have the values we stored in the object, and the type of object is object because it's literally an object. So basically, this is what we have for today's video. I just wanted a brief intro into JavaScript. I'll take it in short bits just like this, and we're going to go far. So thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Share this video with someone who you think needs it. Encourage someone to subscribe, and thank you once again.